Hi, my name is Sonia McCoy Wilson, and I'm the Associate Vice President for Learning here at Atlanta Technical College. On today's episode of the Culture of Caring edition, we will be talking to Brian Bowers, one of my favorite people, who is the Director of the Early Learning Center here at Atlanta Tech. Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good today.
Good. So I'm going to start, as I have the other episodes, with a definition of what caring campus cultures seek to do.
Okay.
So caring cultures place an emphasis on building and developing relationships that are characterized by kindness, respect, and a sense of belonging. So in thinking about that, that's going to frame our conversation today. So let's start with you and how you came to Atlanta Technical College and when and what capacity, and what are you doing now?
So I started my journey at ATC in 2019, right before the pandemic. And what I came for was to be the director of an early learning center, not knowing that just a couple of months after I started, the world would shift. And so would our operational style. So my first whole year was operating out of a space of, we don't know what we're doing. But we did it, and here we are. 5 years later, I'm still here, and we are leading our youngest learners on campus to be successful, matriculating adults into whatever it is that they want to do in life, because we're creating critical thinkers in my space.
Absolutely. And I heard you say that before. And there's some activities that you do with the children that is intentionally creating or, imbuing that critical thinking culture in them. Describe one of those for me.
So first of all, best practices in an early learning center to create a culture of curiosity for our youngest learners is to always ask questions and to always involve the students in the decision making. They get to make decisions. They get to make choices, not many at their age, but they do get to make choices. And part of what my teachers do as it's embedded in their practice is to ask open-ended questions. How did you come up with that? How many blocks did you use for that? Why did you do that? What will happen next? That creates for the students a way of going to the next level. So we scaffold learning through open-ended questions, curiosity, common sense, and all of the things that make them be creative in a way that they're learning through play, which is what I call plurning.
That's adorable. Okay, so I'm gonna have you shift your hats because you wear several hats in your role. You are directing other teachers who are teaching the youngest, little people that come to our campus.
Right.
And you're leading adults on a team of teachers, which then places you on the campus leadership team where we all collaborate and work together. So hopefully some of these questions will tap into those many roles that you play. So there is this quote that is near and dear to my heart because it kind of taps into what real leadership is and what it is not. And it was coined by Alexander Den Hyder, who is an inspirational speaker and coach of sorts. And he said, when I talk to managers, I get the feeling that they are important. When I talk to leaders, I get the feeling that I am important. So talk about that a little bit and what it means to you, and especially in the context of caring cultures.
That's pretty easy because to me, leadership is more of a verb than a noun. Leadership is not a position or a costume that you put on as much as it's what you do. And if you are a leader and you're leading your group and you look behind you and there's nobody behind you, you're really not leading. You're just out on a long walk by yourself. So I am not a sit down at my desk in the office director. I'm on the teaching floor. I'm in the classroom. I'm with the students. I'm with the teachers. I'm with the practicum students. I'm with the interns for two reasons. One very important reason is your presence is always important. The second reason is I like to model my expectation. I can't, from the top, tell them what to do if I'm not showing them what to do. Tangible learning is one of the things that I do best. I teach people with my hands, and I show them what it is that I want them to do. And I think that's what that quote embodies, that if you are a leader and you don't have the respect of the people that you are supposed to be leading, then what are you actually doing?
Yeah, yeah. Like maybe you're just managing
You're just managing.
projects.
You just exactly. You're a project manager.
Yeah, that is a huge leap.
Right.
And often people don't understand that's a part of the leadership development that we are embarking upon right now on the campus, is to make that very clear. And that part of leadership is really about that you just said just now about if you're walking down the hall or going someplace and you think there's a bunch of people that's supposed to be following you, because leading is also about followership, and there's nobody following you, you're not leading, you're just going on a long walk by yourself.
You're just out walking.
Yep. And so that and so then the person who's listening, the student of leadership, might be saying, well, how do I get that thing where these people behind me are now following me? Well, you first of all have to center the people. You have to care. It's simple. So when I talked in the beginning about the definition of caring cultures and fostering and developing relationships, that's the key. You are going from, when you're a manager, leading projects that are characterized by spreadsheets and charts and and data and all these things. There's no people that is involved in that leading. Very few. And all of you are focused on a chart or a spreadsheet. This other capacity in, true leadership roles, you are leading people, which means you must build relationships with them to inspire them to not only follow you, but also to achieve big things, big goals with you. And you're riding the wave with them.
Right.
And so leadership is about people, purely. And I feel that you want to say something.
I just feel like that whole word leadership, I'm just not that guy who needs a title around I'm the leader, because we're a team, right? And if we're a team, that means we all pivot around who might be in front.
Right.
And it's almost like when we're in the center and we get to choose a line leader, when the little ones get to choose a line leader. You're not always going to be the line leader. Are you still on line? Absolutely. Sometimes you will be the caboose, but your role is equally as important to shore up the back of the line.
Absolutely.
So you just got to figure out where to pivot. And the word leader is it's a costume.
Performative.
It's a costume. So some days I'm the dishwasher. Some days I'm the teacher. Some days I am the person who has to go and represent the center.
Absolutely.
Does that diminish any of those roles? Absolutely not.
I get it. I'm right there with you. I've often told new leaders who I'm coaching, into their roles, that one of the biggest mistakes you can make as a leader is to delegate responsibilities to your team that not only you're not willing to do, but you don't know how to do. You delegate for practical purposes. You're not an island. We're working as a team.
Right.
All the team members need to be a part of that doing and the action in achieving the goal. But not because, like you said, it's some kind of performative, sage on the stage, and you're just having these other people do things that you don't know how to do, and it's beneath you to do those things. you and I have that similarity in that we're trenches leaders. We know how to be followers. We know how to be team members,
Right.
and we'll pivot immediately. You know, we are comfortable letting other people drive the ship.
Right. And a lot of times I want them to drive the ship.
Right. Because, you know, we're tired, you know, on many days. And it would be nice for somebody else to be in the driver's seat. And I'll do what you need me to do.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So that was I knew you would get the heart of that quote about leaders versus managers. So on that subject, how can campus leaders foster caring cultures with the people they lead?
Much to my earlier point, it's not about not wanting to have people follow you because of your title. You want to have people want to follow you because of your person. Who are you? Who are you as a person?
Right.
Not because somebody said that you are the manager of this or the leader of this. And if people are begrudging and they don't want to follow you, they're probably going to do it because they want to keep a job. Do they respect you? Probably not so much.
Yeah. So it's
So,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Campus leaders, I think, need to be boots on the ground. I'm a big boots on the ground person. And they need to be seen, they need to be heard, they need to know, the students, other leaders, other managers need to know that they're accessible and they're not so lofty that they can't stop and have a conversation. That, I think, ignites a culture of, one, accessibility, two, oh, they're regular, they're and I can get to them if I need to. They're much more likely to gain a broader audience if they're accessible.
Yeah.
Which means and translates to they care about what I'm going through down here because they're not so busy up here that they can't see what I'm doing down here.
Absolutely. It's that relatability.
Absolutely.
And when we were talking about, the reasons that someone should want to follow you is not because, of your title.
Right.
It's also, too, because of your mission and your purpose and the core values. When you really authentically believe in something and, there's this common goal that we want to achieve and you can inspire other people to believe in it too.
Right.
That's the sweet spot. People will follow you. It's like a coach on a field.
Right.
That coach is so inspiring and can so get the people fired up for the mission. Everybody, put me in the game,
right.
coach.
Put me in. Suit me up.
Right.
Let's go.
I can do it. And so that's that spirit of that kind of culturally responsive leader. And so that has everything to do with our caring culture because you need the leaders to be those kinds of caring and culturally responsive.
Right.
Yeah. As a campus leader yourself, or maybe some other of the campus leaders that you think of, what are some ways that you or other campus leaders are building community and cultures of caring with the teams that you lead?
It all goes back to me to being a model. I have to show my team that I'm willing to do everything that I'm asking them to do and do it consistently and do it without dumbing it down, if you will, to let them know that whatever it is in whatever capacity they have, it's important to the overall operations of the school, the center, or the well-being of whatever we're on, right? So, but what does that look like from day to day? It can change. It fluctuates. But at the heart of it, it's I'm willing to do this to get to our common goal. And that looks like being present. People can believe you better when they can touch you.
Right. There's a certain kind of community that happens when you are all in the muck and the mire together.
Right.
And you're looking in each other's eyes and you're going back and forth and you pull this load and I carry that barrel, and by the end of it, we have achieved something
Yeah,
together.
victory's sweeter.
Yes, yes.
Victory's sweeter.
Victory is sweeter. So that's absolutely it. And I think I'm going to ask you one final question that it wasn't planned particularly for you, but I think this is an important one. And I've been asking people this question. If you could offer some words of advice or words of encouragement to a potential student of Atlanta Tech who was sitting on the fence and hesitant and maybe fearful of starting the journey, what kinds of words of encouragement or advice would you offer?
Not planned, hey?
No, it wasn't planned, but not for you. But you do come in contact with potential students all the time.
I think advice is relative, right? And because I'm a talker, I would have to know a little bit about what they want to do, and then kind of just feel them out for what they think is possible. What do you think is possible? How are we going to get there? Stop by the childcare. I'm always inviting somebody to the childcare center. Stop by the childcare center. Let's read a book together to the students, or anything.
Absolutely.
To make them feel connected.
Absolutely.
Because some of those conversations come later on after that initial meeting, that initial, we're all right over here kind of thing. This might be the right place for me because I met that guy with the gray hair and he seemed like he was friendly. I don't know if that's advice, but.
But I think that's good. I think that's absolutely great advice. Mm-hmm. And it's been similarly aligned with a lot of the things that I've heard from the other folks in the other episodes.
Right.
So I think that is it. As we come to an end of another episode, we want to thank you for tuning in and spending your valuable time with us for the Culture of Caring edition. We hope that you found this episode informative, thought-provoking, and even entertaining. If you enjoyed what you heard, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast so that you can be notified about future episodes. If you have any feedback or suggestions for topics you would like for us to cover, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We love hearing from our listeners and are always looking for ways to improve and grow. Until next time, continue to stay strong so that you can finish strong.